These 15 years in Africa, I have been between Zoho. We are a technology company that provides full stack support. And in the Middle East Africa region and globally also, we have grown over 75%.
Hello, Mr. Veera. How are you feeling?
Excellent.
You feeling good?
Absolutely fine. So this is a good day with nice climate.
Thank you for inviting here at these offices. So we want to get to know you better, and we'll start with Zoho Regional East Africa Manager. How did we get here?
Okay. So back in India, I did business management in masters. Uh, After that, I started my career in FMCG, typical sales, work from streets, typically. I have been in FMCG industry for about 4 5 years in India. Before I joined Reddington again there in India for mobile phone sales. So those days, mobile phones were the crazy. It's in early 2000s,
Mhm.
and that's my 5 6 years in India. Past that, I had an opportunity to come to Uganda to develop the Uganda market for Reddington, and that's how I got into Africa. By next year, I'm completing 15 years in Africa, and these 15 years in Africa, I have been between Kenya, Uganda, majorly, and a little bit in Mauritius and a little bit in Nigeria, and then enter East Africa throughout this period. All through this, I have been with IT distribution,
Yeah.
the hardware distribution, and then solution providers, and basically in IT space. It was a nice, thing that has happened to me sometime in 2021 that I met with the Zoho people when they wanted to expand the team, their presence into East Africa, and then that's how I started. So now here I am.
Wow, wow. It's a 15 years plus journey. Wow.
Yes.
And so as the regional manager, what does that look like? Like what are the key responsibilities and objectives that you need to pursue?
This is with respect to Zoho or in.
It can be fully and also channeling down to Zoho. Yeah.
Okay, so as it is, when I say that I take up East Africa, it's mostly for the business development. So developing how do we increase the revenue from the region and then profitability, get better market share in whichever product I was handling with. So that's all about it. So some of the things that in this region we look at is how do we penetrate more into each of the countries.
Yeah.
See, all the products that I have been is all IT products, and this market at that point in time it's not well matured as in hardware. And then right now, where I am right now with SaaS products, we are still not matured enough. So it's all about reaching more customers. It is more than fighting with our competition. It is reaching more customers in general. So there is a vast opportunity in this region with a lot of SMEs available, some good enterprises, global enterprises in this market. So the goal has always been reaching to new customers
Mhm.
and not really competing with anyone else. So
Wow.
that's how it has always been.
Wow. Wow. And I can imagine that because this is such a information based industry, you need to be well averse with what's happening in the market and everything like that. So, on a personal level, how do you stay updated on the market trends, the customer needs?
The obvious answers that you would expect is social media, but that's not the case.
Yeah.
When it comes to the market trends, social media work can only give you a little,
Yeah.
but it's more the time that you spend with the customers and the partners,
Oh, wow.
right? So whether you want to know about your competition, be with the customers. So customers will always give you stories like, no, your competition is giving this feature, this they are adding this new feature or new product and so on. So
Mhm.
it's mostly being with the customers and the partners, and
Mhm.
that's what helps in getting to know the trends.
Wow. And so, um, so you started a new team and you just launched the Nairobi offices at the headquarters for East Africa. How do you, as the regional manager, support coming up with an inclusive work environment and work culture and supporting, feeling every member in the group feels supported?
Okay. See, when it comes to the teamwork,
Yeah.
irrespective of the individuals, as long as the team is aligned on the objectives and then their individual's assignment, then it's easy to go ahead. So everything else is subjective. So, meaning like if somebody doesn't want to work, late night, it's fine, or early morning, it's fine,
Yeah.
as long as they know what they are doing and then they are running towards the end objective within the framework. Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Now, Zoho East Africa comes into the picture post COVID. And this is the time where most brands are either exiting or downscaling their workforce. But at the same time, Zoho is opening an office and hiring more staff. So, is there a reason why Zoho is flowing away from the rest? I would say.
Okay, now this is very interesting question,
Yeah.
and this is not the first time that people from Zoho has faced this question.
Yes.
Starting from our CEO.
Yeah.
But one thing that our founder strongly believes is we don't just hire for people because of the optics in the market.
Yeah.
Like we are doing very big, so we are hiring thousands of people. We never do that as a company.
Yeah.
And when it came to East Africa, also it was a very gradual growth, and we know what we wanted to do. It's like the objective is to have feet on the ground, have people to support the customers and the partners on ground, right? And the team that we have here is all customer facing team, and we don't have anything like we have 5 people for marketing, 5 people for just for the sake of having it. Yes, we are about 15 people in the team, but it's all necessary team.
Yeah.
Right? And then the idea is not just for 3 months, 6 months, or 1 year. This is an idea for like next 5 years, 10 years, where we wanted to have a full presence in the region, in the country and the region, to support our customers, and even bringing the enterprise customer into our fold. And also note that yes, I mean we all know that Zoho has been supporting SMEs, and then we have been there in the SME space. And interestingly, in the last 2 years, our growth has been phenomenal in enterprise segment as well.
Wow.
Where we have a big enterprises across the globe, and in the Middle East Africa region and globally also, we have grown over 65% specific to enterprise sector. So enterprises cannot be supported just being seated somewhere remotely and then selling, having a video call or virtual call and all that stuff. Especially when it comes to SaaS, it needs a lot of training and implementation, customization, and all that. That support can only be done when we have a feet on the ground. And that's how we are able to. So, with that kind of a vision, we are very clear that yes, we want to be present in this market, and that's why we are here.
Wow. Wow. That's interesting. And so we're talking about Zoho and it coming into East Africa. And one question that we even get as Zoho partners is, what is Zoho? And this is a question that I want to ask you as a region manager of this region. Can you provide an overview of Zoho products and services and how they cater to the different businesses, be it SMEs, be it enterprise, and all that?
I was waiting for this question. But you've been asking everything else but about Zoho. So, we are a technology company
Yeah.
that provide full stack software as a service to our customer. When we say software as a service, it includes so it's like digitalizing your operations in any kind of an organization. So the every organization has multiple pillars. That's like sales and marketing, finance, HR, and collaboration tools, and so on. So we have over 50 different products which will cater to each of these departments. So it's starting from your finance module. We have Zoho Books on the accounting side, and your collaborative work. I mean, like even if you don't have anything else, I'm sure the companies need email address and then something to store their data. They need the office tools to run their operations. So we have Zoho Workplace, which can cater to all those kind of an activities. And then we have very strong. Our core product has been CRM. That the CRM and the bundle of products around that will take care of the sales, entire sales and marketing operations. So that's what we do. We enable the customers to digitalize their entire operations,
Yeah.
or if they have digitalized, then we enhance the customer experience.
Wow. And you've been around for a while now. So what are some of the best performing products in this market?
Well, Zoho One has been the best product.
Yeah.
It's a easy to adopt product across the region,
Mm-hmm.
and followed by CRM, and we are seeing very good adoption on Zoho Books, the accounting package,
Yeah.
and Workplace. That's also the adoption rate has been steadily growing, and Desk. Desk is our customer support or contact center product. That's also growing faster. So these 5 products are the top.
Wow, wow. And I want to get into the best performing products and now move into some of the success stories that we are having in this region. I'd love to hear that.
That's thanks again. Specifically this year,
Yeah.
we have got customers across the industries. We have customers from microfinancing. We have customers from subcos. We have the interesting thing is like we are onboarding a couple of bankers as well. So if you ask me the success story specifically this year, and we are able to onboard some of the enterprise customer like the bankers and microfinance and fintech companies as well, which has more than 50 users, 60 users kind of customers.
So we've heard about the enterprise side, but in East Africa, I would say the biggest market is the SME market, arguably considering the whole of Africa. And so I'd like to know what are some of the strategies that Zoho is implementing or looking to implement to penetrate this SME base.
That's a very good question. I mean, as much as we have developed the products focused on enterprise side as well. The name Zoho itself comes from Soho, that small office, home office. So we are rooted to supporting SMEs.
Wow.
So our products are very much suitable for SMEs, and then that's where we started. Even in this region, that's where we started from. So some of the initiatives, yes, we keep participating in multiple expos to reach out to the right community of SMEs, and we are also partnering with different SME enablers.
Yeah.
Say, for example, the Strathmore University's one of the arm is called ISB, the Initiative for Small Business, Institute for Small Business Initiative. So we are tying up with them, where we are enabling them to provide a free service, free access to our products for 1 year for SMEs. So the same way we are looking to partner with a few more SME enablers in the region. Besides that, we actively participate in different expos the way I mentioned. Some of the award ceremonies like Pace Setters Awards, we were there participating in it, and then speaking about our product and then interacting with the SMEs. We were participating in another event with Sandbags.
Wow.
Yeah, so Sandbags is also one of our strategic partner for this kind of initiatives. So this is different ways that we are reaching out to the SMEs.
Oh wow, you've answered like 4 questions. Why? And that's very interesting. Now, one of the biggest risks that come with implementing technology in businesses is privacy and security of customer data. And even currently in the technology market, we're seeing big companies like Microsoft even being asked some of these questions. So in that light, how does Zoho ensure the security and privacy of customer data, especially in the light of evolving regulations and concerns, especially in this region that's slowly becoming digital, but we are still in that process of transitioning?
So that would be my second best question to answer. So specific to security, I mean, yes, we are a SaaS product, so the product, your customers' data is all on cloud and on our data centers. So we ensure the state of the art safety to all our data centers, and also good to know that all the data centers are owned by Zoho. It's not like we have leased to a third party, somebody is managing it. No, it's end to end managed by us. Like it is built and the softwares and everything is managed from Zoho team itself. Number one. Number two, we have internal teams that it's like an ongoing competition kind of a stuff. So one of the team, they try to hack into our system, and the other one keeps on protecting it. So this is an ongoing activity that keeps happening. Number three, of course, when it comes to the standards, global standards. So whether it is storing the data or transmitting the data from data centers to the customer and back, it's completely encrypted. And we also support multi-factor authentication for all our customers. So the security of the data is completely ensured to them. And also when it comes to the certification part, so we are certified by ISO 27001, which is the latest and updated ISO certificate for data storage and transmission. So that's on the security part of it. Now on the privacy, another interesting story, because this is something I have not heard from any other software company. So when our founders started, when they were writing the initial privacy statement itself, it's like we as a company, we are here to sell our software, not the customer data, and make money. Our business is in selling softwares to our customers and not selling their data.
Yeah.
So since then, it's like we have multiple free products within, free versions on our multiple products. Even there, we don't do any advertisements.
Yeah.
So our commitment to our customer is like, we don't own your data, we don't sell your data, we don't do any advertisements,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then we have even removed the third-party trackers from our website so that there is no, urgent surveillance to the customers.
Yeah.
And on top of all this, as continuous effort, our products are all web app based ones, meaning like you can access our products from any browsers.
Yeah.
So we have even introduced a latest browser called Ola, which
Mm-hmm.
means like any customer using our product, they can just use Ola as well. Again, Ola is a privacy focused web browser. It's spelled ULAA. So it's like, to give a best example, if you are watching YouTube videos
Yeah.
continuously, you will not get any advertisement if you're using Ola. So that's an easy
Oh,
way of
wow.
telling you that how much ever it's privacy focused,
Yeah.
right? So these are some of the messages that we keep doing it, and then we'll continue to do the same.
Wow. Wow. Impressive. We've understood what Zoho is offering and some of the strategies that they're looking to implement. And now I know some clients already have confidence, and some of us have been using some of the Zoho products. But there's also the aspect of training and understanding this product in depth. And so I would like to know, we're here at the Zoho offices, and I see a training center. Might or might not be, you'll confirm that. What kind of customer support and training programs does Zoho offer or is looking to offer to businesses in this region?
So yes, what you have seen is the training center. Maybe we can have a proper tool around the training center to tell you the different features.
Yes.
See, when it comes to support and training to our customers, I can split it into multiple levels. To start
Yes.
with,
Yeah.
for our potential customers, I mean, who are looking to become our customers, or they have some kind of a trial and then they want to become our customer. So we have a pre-sale team. We do we go to their place, or they come to our offices, and then we do a demo, POC, and a simple training. And also, we for that set of a customer, we also host a periodical events and training programs on different topics, which we'll be hosting in our offices. This is for the potential customers. And then existing customers, if they are a managed accounts, then again, our account managers also, she will be running them through a different scheduled training program, which is again online, or some of them, for example, we are planning something in this quarter, where we want to have like multiple, it's like 4 or 5 days. We want to have training for our existing customers on different topics again. This is again existing customer. If there are existing smaller customer, we have an onboarding team back in India who does training, or also we bring them to here and then we can train them. And in general support, we have a local team supporting them. So we have a local number that will reach our local support team, and there is a mail ID that will reach out to our local support team. So these are all the multiple stuff. And apart from this, at this point in time, we are not running a specific training program for our customers or partners, but there is something that is being planned wherein we can have a calendar of different training programs over a period of time. Anyone who wants to join. So that is not right now, but it's a work in progress.
Okay. Oh, looking
So
forward
that,
to.
did I cover everything?
Yes, you did
Okay.
perfectly. And so now I want to move on to the startup ecosystem at an individual level, but also at a Zoho level. But we start with an individual level, and I see that you're really very active in the startup ecosystem and SME enablers in the region. So, as a person who's very supportive of growth and innovation, um, you've taken a big hand in growing this ecosystem. What would you say about generally? What would you say about the startup ecosystem in East Africa?
So the startup ecosystem in our region, if you look at it in general, yes, there are too many startups, and then there is a lot of tech knowledge brought into the region.
Yeah.
There's a lot of funding that's happening in our region. We are one of the biggest in the region. I think it's better than Egypt.
Yes.
So yes, the ecosystem in general is very good. We have a lot of individuals focused on multiple solutions. Everything looks all good, but one thing that I don't see is that the long-term commitment I'm not seeing from many of these startup entrepreneurs. Initially, when I started with Zoho for like 2 years before, we saw a lot of them coming up and then coming with the different ideas, getting a lot of funding and all that, but they are not there now. I don't know where did they go. Either they relocate and leave the
Yeah.
country.
Yeah.
Number one. The second part is more worrying than the first part. Is
Mhm.
like they get some money, they come into profitability level,
Mhm.
and then they exit. So
Okay.
they leave it to the investors, or maybe they form a small board and then leave it to them and then go. See, with the startups, the biggest challenge is you do something innovative. That is how you are becoming profitable. It becomes sustainable and all that.
Mhm.
But the moment you leave it to someone else, which is good if the someone else is really interested in the same line of business, but that's not happening in with many of the startups in this region. So
Yeah.
that's something that's worrying. People exit after seeing some money.
Okay. And what would be your advice probably for startups that, because that's the challenge that you've noticed. So what would be your advice for to
Okay,
address kind of this challenge?
I'll answer it in two parts. One is
Yes.
that yes, where I work, we consider still as a startup, and the idea of our founder is like the when we started as a small 20-25 years back, we were growing slowly, but the end game was very clear that we wanted to build a complete ecosystem wherein we can provide almost every solution to run the business on SaaS. Right, so that's the idea. And then we started with CRM, and then now we have over 55 different products. We keep adding new products like Ula and so on to make sure that ecosystem is complete. Right. And also the other second part is that yes, as much as the company becoming profitable, we are a unicorn now, and then still making profits.
Yeah.
Completely privately owned for one reason is almost 60% of the margin, that the profit that we make, goes back into R&D, research and development.
Oh.
And then our founder, 80% is still sticking on to the core belief that yes, we are in SaaS business, we are here to enable the enterprises. So that remains same. So that has to be there with any startup. You are starting on, so have a long-term plan, not like 3 years. I happen to listen to some of the pitch decks, and then it's like 2023, we are in the production stage. 2025 will be go live to the market. 2028 we'll be expanding from outside of Kenya to East Africa. 2030 will be big enough to be bought, and then we'll make profit and then I exit.
Yeah.
That's not your startup plan. Your plan should be on the product more than how to make money by reaching out to the market.
Yeah.
The reaching out to the market will happen when you have a right products. So the focus would be more on how I have a product, how do I add more products into this and build an ecosystem, not just make some money and then exit after 5 years, 10 years.
Wow. Oh, I like that so much. And I love that you've given the perspective of Zoho and even the founder's vision. Because the next question was, are there any specific initiatives or programs that Zoho, especially in this region, because we're talking about East Africa, is engaging in or developing for the startup ecosystem?
Okay. Globally, we have a program called Zoho for Startups, where we work with the ecosystem partners like the accelerator, incubator, and any of
Yeah.
those, and then supporting the startups to have a free access to our products for a certain period, depending on the market. So that's the whole program. In East Africa, we have partnered with a company called Hindsight Ventures, who has enabled over hundreds of startups in the past years.
Yeah.
And that is still an ongoing program. So any startup that is being part of Hindsight Ventures will get access to our products freely for a certain period. Now, so this is what we do with the ecosystem partners.
Yeah.
And the other activities also recently, that something that we have done, which we can replicate with different ecosystem partners going forward. So we have done a hackathon for the startups in Kenya, along with India, High Commission of India. So where there are about hundreds of startups participated, and then they developed some products based on our product, or from our low code product. They built some new ideas. They built some products based on some new ideas, and then they presented. We have even awarded some few people out of that. And one of them is going to India for a mentorship training program. So that is something that we can continue to do as part of the Zoho for Startup.
Oh, wow, you've answered all my questions. That's good. And as we complete this interview, I I've learned so much about what Zoho is doing and planning to do, but I want to also get a direct understanding of, so what are some of the future plans that Zoho has as a company
Okay.
for this region?
So for the region, let me say, so I started in late 2021, so I'm completing 2 years by end of this year.
Yes.
By now, what we have done so far is, we have built a team, feet on the ground, and then we have an office and the training center for our customers and partners. Now, obviously, it is the growth plan, and we have been consistently growing over 50% compared to last year, 2021 to 2022, and 2022 to 23. We have grown pretty decent, over 50%. We want to continue the same, and of course, the other agenda is that we want to focus more on the enterprise in this area. See, Zoho has been, we are known for working with SMEs,
Yeah.
supporting startups in every way. Enterprise, we have a long way to go. As much as we keep growing our numbers and our customer base in enterprise, we have a long way to go, and that will continue for the region. That's number one. Number two, yes, obviously we want to focus more on the region. So Kenya, we have a stable team and stuff. So we want to get into Tanzania, Tanzania, Uganda, and Rwanda in the coming year. I mean, the rest of this year, and then sometime next year, we want to stabilize one member team, two member team, whatever is suitable for the market. We want to stabilize. So that's our next immediate plan.
Yeah. Wow.
For the region.
Wow. Thank you. Last but not least, what does Mr. Veera Natrajan do to unwind after a long day?
Okay. So unwinding myself, I have 3 different choices.
Yeah.
And normally, obviously, I just go back to home. That's where I settle down.
Yeah.
Even on the weekend, I rarely go out and hang out and stuff. Number one, I have a daughter of 3 years old. The moment I go home, yes, the first point of getting some boost and rejuvenation starts. And then obviously she sleeps earlier, and then I have tried to read some books. That I try to read at least 10 to 20 pages every day of different books. So that's something I've been trying to maintain this stream for last 6 months.
Yeah.
I hope I continue to do that.
Yeah.
And then the third thing is, if everything, I'm bored of everything, then I go back to Netflix.
Wow. Okay. All right. That's good. Thank you so much.